The People's Democratic Party (PDP) and opposition party, the All Progressive Congress (APC) in Edo State, yesterday continued to trade words over the latest membership registration and validation exercise, describing it as abysmally poor and a failure. In a statement made available to journalists, spokesperson for the PDP in Edo, Chris Nahikari, said on Monday the APC had announced a very long and exhaustive list of members into what they described as Contact and Strategy Committee, which he said was a failure. He added that the APC leaders, as far as Abuja is concerned, are political hustlers and boasters. He alleged that the National Secretariat of the APC reaches this decision when they were presented with a report of their recently concluded registration and validation exercise, noting it was an abysmal and catastrophic failure. The PDP said the APC is a disappointment to Nigerians who voted it into power and were fed up with a high level of poverty, banditry, insecurity, and failure to live up to expectations of the people. The APC, in a swift reaction, said the PDP is currently engaged in a grand self-deception of unimaginable proportions. Spokesman of the Edo APC, Chris Azebanwa, said that the nebulous claims that the registration and validation exercise was a failure is unfounded and a lie. Azebanwa maintained that the PDP, rather than face and address the unpleasant situation they have found themselves, prefer to shift public attention and focus by making nebulous claims. He added that the spurious claims are typical of the PDP, who stuck in trade in using the strategy of lies in their propaganda onslaughts. All the visible organs of the government are in a state of inertia, and the PDP in Edo State would rather go to town with their tales by moonlight and manufacture scenarios that are a figment of their imaginations. They should focus on how they can deliver on their campaign promises to our people and address kidnappings, armed robbery, and banditry and other crimes. They should address the infrastructural decay and roads that are not motorable, especially in the light of coming rains. Engage our teeming youth, women, and create an enabling environment for work and investment. As Eban said, these are serious problems that should occupy the PDP and any responsible government, but instead, the widespread popularity and acceptance of the APC by the people of Edo State is choking them and giving them sleepless nights. Interesting. Now it's APC versus PDP. This is Edo State. And they've started trading words again. We could recall how they traded words just even before the Edo State governorship election. The election has come and gone. They are still trading words. It's from one to another. You know, APC right now, they are the opposition party in the states, and they've been criticizing Governor Godwin Obaseki's administration, even the inability for him to form his cabinet. You know, up to now, Governor Godwin Obaseki is here to form his cabinet. However, the PDP, they've given reasons why Obaseki hasn't done that. You know, the new PDP chairman, the vice national chairman, South South, the person of Dan Obi, he gave the reasons a couple of days ago that Governor Godwin Obaseki, all he's doing right now is that he's carrying out a lot of reforms, a lot of reforms, a lot of things are going on, and he wants to be done with all of that before he picks his cabinet. We know last year after the his swearing in, after the inauguration ceremony, he appointed just SSG, and he stated that he's taking his time. He wants to ensure that competent hands are picked, not just playing politics. And also, there was one thing he stated, and I think that was good as well. He stated that if he finds competent people, even part of the All Progressive Congress, that yes, they will get on board. He's happy to work with anyone, any and anyone who will work towards the betterment of the state. So, but right now, the PDP is dragging the All Progressive Congress. You know, recently, APC, they formed a 61-member Contact and Strategy Committee. APC, they're always coming out with one thing or the other. And the major things that the major concern of the country, they are not facing it. APC, they are the ruling party right now. So in their respective states, wherever they should be thinking of ways of addressing the immediate challenge of the country. The immediate challenge right now is insecurity. So APC as the ruling party right now, that's what they are meant to be doing in all of the states, but they're not thinking about that. They started registration and revalidation exercise, which they got criticized for. Rather than thinking about ways to end this insecurity in the country, they are planning for 2023 how they will retain power, and that was one of the reasons behind this their registration. PDP is not dragging them that, what, APC, they've just realized that their registration and revalidation did not do well. They didn't get enough what their plans, they didn't achieve all that they planned out. Probably they thought that they will have a lot of decampees from other parties, but it didn't get up to what they envisaged. So they decided to resort to plan B, which is setting up this committee, 61 member committee, and they call them Contact and Strategy Committee. And their job right now is to spread the gospel of APC all across the states and work towards 2023. So after they gave that, they lashed out on APC that they have failed. APC came back on them again. It's one propaganda to another, war of words, exchanging words. APC is claiming right now that PDP, they don't have job to do. That is why they are just picking faults. They are just bringing up all these lies. To them, they feel they are lies. They are not. Anyway, they set up a committee of 61 persons. That is not a lie. That is a fact. It's everywhere in the news. It was everywhere in the news. They actually set up a 61 committee. But what APC is stating right now is that there are things that PDP needs to address in the state. They are dragging PDP now for the insecurity. But this insecurity did not just start only from Edo State, it's from the top. If nothing is done from the top, there's not much that the state governors can do. I know the state governors, they can do a lot, but where I'm coming from is President Muhammadu Buhari is sponsoring all of this. It was recently that Obaseki was asking that the security architecture should be decentralized. He's looking for ways to end all of this so that they have the authority within their own states to take decisions, to collaborate with other security outfits, work together, and achieve the desired result, the desired peace in the state. So APC here is blaming PDP for the insecurity in the state, that they should go deal with the insecurity and stop picking out on them. Quite interesting. And they ended by saying that PDP, they are just so sad that the people of Edo State have accepted APC so much that the acceptance of APC by Edo people is giving PDP sleepless nights. Guys, I want us to comment on that one. Let's hear your take. Thank you once again for staying tuned. Please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe. Till I come your way again with more updates. Bye.